Hello everyone, in this video we're going to draw a bat. Start by drawing a circle as a guide for the head. An easy way to draw a circle is to first make a couple of small marks to indicate the circle's length, and then on the sides make a couple more small marks to indicate the circle's width. Then just connect the marks using curved lines to finish the shape of the circle. You don't have to draw a perfect circle, but if you're having trouble drawing one, just trace the outer edge of a coin, a bottle cap, or anything else with a circular edge. Place the circle low on your paper so you have room at the top for the bat's wings. Inside the circle, near the bottom, draw a horizontal line for a construction guide. On the top right side of the circle, draw a curved vertical line for another construction guide. On the bottom right side, draw a small circle as a guide for the muzzle. The bottom right side of this circle should be outside of the head. Pay attention to the size and placement of this circle in relation to the head. On the top left side, draw a triangular shape as a guide for the ear. Make the sides of this shape curved and the top pointy. On the right side of the head, draw another triangular shape as a guide for the other ear. To the left of the head, draw a bigger circle as a guide for the front part of the body. Make this circle about twice the size of the head. Don't overlap the head as you draw this circle. Farther to the left, draw a curved line as a guide for the back portion of the body. Make this shape smaller than the front of the body. This line should be similar to a half circle. Starting on the top left side of the body, draw a long angled line as a guide for the wing. Draw the line going up and then to the left. This line should be very long in relation to the body. Bend the line a couple of times to indicate the joints on the wing. To the right, draw another long angled line as a guide for the other wing. Draw this line going up and to the right. Make this line slightly shorter than the other line. On the left side of the body, draw a shorter angled line as a guide for the leg. Starting near the halfway point of the line on the left, draw a sloping line for a segment on the wing. Bend this line to the left at the top. Below that, draw another line that slopes down and to the left for another segment on the wing. Draw a couple more lines to the guide on the right for segments on that wing. Bend the top line to indicate a joint. Don't draw the segments on the wing too long. And that's it for the guidelines. Now let's start on the final drawing. Inside the head, lightly sketch a small circle for the eye. Place the eye on top of the horizontal construction guide and to the left of the muzzle. When you get the size and position of the eye right, darken the shape. Draw a couple of short curved lines around the eye for creases. Inside the eye, near the top, draw a tiny circle for a highlight. In the middle of the eye, draw a small circle and shade it in for the pupil. Inside the muzzle, near the top edge, draw a short curved line for the first part of the nose. To the right, draw another short curved line for the other side of the nose. Connect the curved lines with a horizontal line for the top part of the nose. Draw another short line on the left side for the nostril. Below the nose, draw a curved line for the open mouth. Draw the line sloping down and to the left. Sketch lightly at first and only darken the line when you get the shape right. Under the mouth, draw a couple of short curved lines for the teeth. Make the teeth on the sides long. Below that, draw a short curved line for the bottom part of the open mouth. Draw a series of lines on the right side for the edge of the muzzle. Follow the path of the open mouth as you draw these lines. At the bottom, curve the line along the path of the initial circle to create the chin. Draw a few lines inside the shape for the structure of the mouth and the tongue. Darken the triangular shape on the left side of the head to create the ear. Make the ear a bit more round at the top. Extend the bottom of the ear so that it's inside the head. Draw a small curved shape at the bottom for a segment on the ear. Inside the ear, draw a few short curved lines for structure. Use the triangular shape on the right side of the head as a guide to draw the other ear. Darken the shape of the ear but make the sides more curved. Draw a long line on the left side of the shape for the edge of the ear. Use the initial circle as a guide to draw the rest of the head. Follow the basic path of the circle as you draw the shape of the head. Use short strokes as you draw the edge of the head to create a furry texture. Draw a few short lines below the eye for creases. Add more short strokes to the left for more fur. Draw a few more lines above the nose for more creases on the head. Use the long lines on the left as guides to draw the first wing. Draw an angled line slightly to the left of the guide to make the base of the wing thicker. Make the shape of the wing thinner the higher up it is. Near the middle of the wing where the other segments start, draw a small pointy shape for a digit. Make the tip of the shape pointy for a claw. Make the other segments thicker too by drawing lines along the paths of the guides. Make each segment thin and pointy. Bend the shapes of the segments to indicate joints. Draw a small round shape where the segments bend. Connect the segments at the tips using curved lines to create the skin on the wing. Curve the middle of these lines to the right. Connect the bottom line to the guide for the foot. Draw a long line on the right side of the base of the wing for more skin. Add a few short strokes at the bottom for fur. Use the long lines on the right as a guide to draw the other wing the same way. First, darken the guidelines and then draw more lines next to the guides to make the shapes thicker. Near the middle of the wing, draw a small pointy shape for a digit. Make the shape thin and pointy at the tip for a claw. Bend the segments along the paths of the guides. Make the tips of the segments thin and pointy. Draw a round section where the segments bend. Connect the tips of the segments using long lines for the skin on the wing. Curve the middle of these lines to the left. Draw a couple more lines at the base of the wing for more skin. Draw the shape of the leg and foot along the path of the guide on the left side of the body. On the tip of the foot, draw a few thin pointy shapes for the toes. Below that, draw a small triangular shape for the tail. Connect the bottom of the foot to the tail using a curved line to create more skin. Draw a short curved line to the right of the tail too. Now use the remaining shapes and lines as guides to draw the rest of the body. Follow the outer edges of the guides to create the shape of the body. Make the top and right side of the body wider than the initial guides. As you darken the edge of the body, use short strokes to create a furry texture. Don't make the strokes too long. Now go over the final lines with permanent ink. The next few steps will be sped up so that the video isn't too long. Take your time and be careful when you ink your drawing to avoid any accidents. Don't ink the initial guidelines, only the final drawing. When the ink dries, erase all of the guidelines. Add more ink to the final lines to make the drawing darker. Now color your drawing. Use different shades of pink and brown to color the base of the wings and the thin segments. Use pink and brown on the head, the leg, and the tail too. Color the fur on the body using brown and gray. Color lightly at first and gradually build up to darker colors. For a light shade of a color, push down very lightly on your pencil, then push down harder to create darker shades. Use dark shades of gray and brown to create shadows on the body. Shadows will give the figure more dimension and volume. Use lighter shades of gray to create highlights on the body. Color the rest of the wings using different shades of gray. Use dark shades of gray for shadows and light shades for highlights. Add the different shades of gray on top of each other. Don't overlap the bases of the wings and the segments as you add the gray. Slowly and gradually blend all the colors together. Push down slightly harder on your pencils to blend the colors together. Use masking tape on the edges of your paper to create a white border. Color the background black for a nighttime scene. Keep coloring until you're happy with the result. And that's it for the bat. Remember to pause the video to draw at your own pace. Also, please visit howtodrawanimals.com for more tutorials. That's how, and then the number 2, then drawanimals.com. If you'd like to support my channel, please consider buying my books on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description below. Let me know in the comments what other animals you want to see me draw. Don't forget to leave a like and to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep drawing.